Anything you want, anything you like.
Yo, levels tonight, man. If you've enjoyed yourself tonight, make some noise for VIP. Let me hear it.
The back end's right. When you're ready, you can send an invite.
It's our promise that there is time enough for you to connect with people across the room and make you go, hey, and wave at someone at another table. But we should do way more than that. And you lot should chat to people, connect and build this culture. So we're going to jump straight in to our headline artist, but I need to know you're ready. I need to know you're ready. I need to know you're ready. Round one. This artist stepping onto the stage doesn't do things by half measures. He follows in a long line of lyricists who took the risk and decided to do it big. You know the ones: Big L, Big Pun, Notorious B.I.G., Big Sean, Big Daddy Kane. There's affirmation in a name. Round two. How do you make a name in the rap battle game? Notoriously difficult. If it takes 10,000 hours to master a craft, it only takes one bar to bust and be known globally. Name checks from the likes of Cat Williams. DMs from Mike Tyson. Checks from the likes of legendary rappers like My Son. Recognizing one of our homegrown legends. 1 million views and counting. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Round three. Let's talk about hashtag punchline poetry. You'll find it on Instagram, but we do it bigger than that. As my guy Fury already told you, Life and Rhymes, he headlined that. Alongside Benjamin Zephaniah, name checked and respected, talking about mental health. We go further than that. Sports in words, using the power of poetry to reanimate and celebrate legends like Jack Leslie. If you don't know, get to know. It's on YouTube. It's in the history books. This guy's wordplay and arrangement is amazing. 2 2s, I feel like this brother is writing equations. Now, I mean that seriously and sincerely, because you won't get everything he drops tonight. He does it on purpose. So you have to watch the reload when it appears on Voices in Power, but enjoy it for now. Your favorite rapper's favorite poet. Your favorite battle rapper's favorite poet. Your favorite poet's favorite battle rapper. Please, Voices in Power, if you know what it is, rise to your feet. That's time for me, and I want you to rise to your feet and make some noise for the homie, Big Scoop.
What a beat. Can you guys hear me, yeah? Oh yeah, we gonna have fun. Yeah. You know when the glasses come off, it's gonna get serious. Yeah, listen. Faye Fusion, love for the intro, my guy. No pressure in it. But yeah, things have been going really well this year. I want you guys to do me a favor. The bar that went viral, obviously got 1 million views, and then counting, was said in a battle, but I didn't realize how much impact it was gonna have. And the bar goes along the lines of, you better start acting right. Because if you're the GOAT, I'm a god, and a GOAT to a god is a sacrifice. So before I start this piece, I'm gonna say it, but I just want you to say the sacrifice part. Can you do that for me? Yeah. So you better start acting right. Because if you're the GOAT, I'm a god, and a GOAT to a god is a sacrifice. See, I never pictured making money from writing. And that's why this is deep. You'd think I was dishing out karma, because now people pay for my words, and I'm nowhere close to my peak. You see, I realize there's money in voices. So every headline shows a receipt. And it's ironic how I took puns and similes, and now I'm making a figure of speech. And that's crazy, because irony, puns, and similes all represent figures of, okay, look, don't sleep. And realize that you can't have a future if you belong to the streets. And that's why I don't follow the sheep, because if they can pull wool over your eyes, that results in you getting fleeced. And I said, if they can pull wool over your eyes, that results in you getting fleeced. And I just want you to get this. Most gangsters don't have a will, but they live every day with a death wish. But in truth, when you break that down, you realize that a will is a death wish. Fam, I grew up around hustlers who made bricks disappear like Tetris. But you see, when you party with death, you're just living a life that's reckless. Realize that the graveyard don't have a dress code, but there's always space on the guest list. And a lot of us never get out. Plus, we live in a time where self-esteem gets measured in clout. You should never forget who you are, much less what you're about. Because in order to get to the top, your route often determines the route. But you notice how I said route and route? I mean, these two words can mean the same thing. The only difference is how it's pronounced. Okay, look, I'm just showing off now. And to tell you the truth, that isn't me. The best advice I'll give anybody is don't ever doubt your ability. Because I know so many guys who had bars and they got locked up literally. From I know guys who are sick of cells that don't have an iron deficiency. I know so many guys who had bars and they got locked up literally. From I know guys who were sick of cells that don't have an iron deficiency. And that's why you never gonna see me pretend. Understand that I came from the struggle like BDSM. And if that went over your head, I'm not gonna say it again. I said, you're never gonna see me pretend. Understand that I came from the struggle like BDSM. And if that went over your head, I'm not gonna say it again. Shout out VIP, aka Voice in Power, because you know I get deep with the pen, and that's me over there. Now I'm warmed up. Now we're really gonna start barring. Yeah. Hey, Fusion already said that it's like I'm writing equations, innit? So I'm gonna go out of my way to make sure you try and get it. But if you don't, there's always gonna be the watchback. You see, there's a whole lot of things that I ain't got the time for. And that's because PTSD is like conjunctivitis. You couldn't handle the things that I saw. I know guys that beat the machine, but they're not doing it for a high score. And just like Tekken, every cat wants to be king, but you gotta be ready to fight low, and that's whack. I said every cat wants to be king, but you gotta be ready to fight law, and that's whack. Because any time that you do serve, it's time you'll never get back. But let's keep it a stack. When a young black boy dies from violence, he literally ends up a stat. But leaving the hood ain't easy. And that's why I'm still hair on the strip. Like a Brazilian wax on a gun, it's just like gum disease. And I'll tell you why that's a fact. Because it starts with teeth in the clip and then ends up names on a plaque. I know guys that were chasing the bag. But now because of two straps, got to carry that weight on their back. See, I know too many guys who are easily angered. And that's the result of going through shit because your life isn't pampered. See, I'm from a place where the mothers be mourning because their son's in the evening standard. And that's why living that life is not smart. And over the years, I lost heart. You can't get away from the beef because all those roads lead to a roundabout, a place where circles cross paths, and that's rage. In a time where everybody wants to be gangster, I never bought into the craze. And I'm not talking the twins, but I did go through a phase. And I realized smoke is never good, even if it's coming from sage. I've seen guys hide from the heat, like they were looking for shade. I literally come from a place where things get a little on top like a fade. In other words, don't be a mug. Realize two people can give you life. The first is your mum, the other is the judge. Don't be fooled by social media. In other words, don't be a mug. Realize two people can give you life. The first is your mum, the other is a judge. Don't be fooled by social media, because being on smoke won't give you a buzz. Fam, you can literally check my TL. You're not going to see any scrubs. And I said, in other words, don't be a mug. Realize two people can give you life. The first is your mum, the other is a judge. Don't be fooled by social media, because being on smoke won't give you a buzz. Fam, you can literally check my TL. You're not going to see any scrubs. But what have I got in store? Fam, you got to wait and see. Fam, I do this for the kids, and I'm always on job so they can see that. And I'm always on job so they can see that there's no point letting agents live in your head rent free. Now I said, there's no point letting agents live in your head rent free. And that's me. See, a lot of people say that I drop gems, but I say that my stuff is true gold. From young, I was taught to minus degrees, because the world that we live in is too cold. You see, the hood is a messed up place, and you can lose hair being too bold, but in order to smell success, you gotta know hard work is a must, and that right there is the truth told. But just like wearing a belt, I've seen many guys waist bands because they're out here looking for loopholes, and that's evident. But it's mad, isn't it? But just like wearing a belt, I've seen many guys waist bands because they're out here looking for loopholes, and that's evident. But the way I've been biding my time, you would think I was running for president. So the aim of the game is to avoid court, but I still wouldn't know what settle meant. And I can't say that I'm not tired, but to ignite, you've got to spark drive like a car being hot wired. And just know being part of a gang is like being part of the clan. Because I've seen white in the hood that resulted in crossfire, and now I realize you got... I said being part of a gang is like being part of the clan. Because I've seen white in the hood that resulted in crossfire, and now I realize you got to think. And don't be surprised when you're pushed to the brink. You see, life can change in a blink. But the thing that's sad is a lot of us don't wake up till we're pinched, and police don't show no remorse. Don't make you do things under duress. You see, that's why they call them the force. Because when you do things under duress, it's due to the fact that you're, okay, look, I'm the guy that's always been sure, but still ended up off course. But I'm not going to make an excuse. I'm taking the reins like riding a horse. But you see, that road life has a ceiling, and it's one that will highlight your flaws. Imagine you can sell how many keys, but ain't none of them opening doors. And that's realness. And that's realness. If guys are willing to die over drip, being fly is a terminal illness. And that's what's making me feel sick. Because the government is drunk on power, and you can't do nothing but feel pissed, and some people just don't get it. Violence and poverty get passed down so much you'd think it's genetic. I know guys that pull up and dip like calisthenics, but they're not doing it for aesthetics. But see me, I'm trying to go places. So just like a person that travels light, you won't see me with no cases. Because trust me, I've been through hell. I've had times I wanted to breathe like Sean Paul and Blue Cantrell. I've literally seen guys bucket like they were fetching water, and that stuff didn't go down well because... You see, when I talk to the kids, I say, name me one benefit from being the shooter. See, it's like that weight loss show. You can end up the biggest loser. Because having a big head is like my wife and kids. I mean, everyone sees you're a junior. But the truth is, you're sunk in place, trying to get out like Daniel Kaluuya. But you see, life just isn't fair. I'm from a place where you got to deal with blood on your plate due to the fact beef isn't rare. And just like dandruff, I've seen guys start flaking. But that's not the way we're conditioned here. It's all about changing your mindset. I said, that's not the way we're conditioned here. It's all about changing your mindset. I'm just being upfront. If you live fast and furious, don't be surprised when you die wrecked. I've never gone to an optician. But the last time I checked, the aim of the game is to blow and see more bands in a live set. Now, the aim of the game is progression. Never go back or take any side steps. The one thing Billie Jean showed us is eventually you're going to get where you're going, even if that means taking the light steps. Now, but allow me to digress, because if we're talking stunting, I've never been 1-2 like a mic check. I'm from a place where guys flex arms, and I'm not talking a bicep, the same place where you got a stomach pain, but that's just something to digest, you see. I grew up in a place where they fire rounds, and these days I'm seen as a missionary. But I don't take things lying down. Pause. See, I don't... Pause. See, I don't come from a quiet town. I'm from a place... I'm from a place where guys smoke loud and the PCs often come through and shut it down. I mean, people claim to be woke, but I don't think they get it. I know so many guys on lockdown that made me realize that prison's the real pandemic, because police be targeting blacks, but the difference with this pandemic is there ain't no masking the facts. I know guys that were serving coke, but just like sugar-free Pepsi, a jury gave them the max. So don't think it's a joke. Growing up, I had to be sharp because being blunt can lead you to smoke. It was literally sink or swim, and your rep couldn't keep you afloat. And as you can see, I swam. Because if we're talking luck, it's evident man had a few good strokes, but you know what's messed up? The way that the naked truth gets dressed up. I'm from a place where everyone's down, but nobody's next up. And just like a tank top, you see guys bare arms and vest up. And that's got man raging. Why do we only clock change through daylight savings? The systems give... I said, why do we only...
One. He broke the mic. He's too bad, innit? Make some noise, a big scoop, man.
Why should I run it back? I say, why do we only clock change through daylight savings? The system's given out years, and that's something you got to take in. So just because you jumped on a wave, it don't mean that it's all plain sailing, because I've seen man die for their pride. I know guys that ain't religious, but believe in an eye for an eye. Now, you got to be willing to back your words, because most guys ain't letting it slide. Realize I'm letting you know that you can't disguise and hide. But to tell you the truth, you'll never be a winner until you see life as a prize. My aim is to flood you with knowledge, because I'm trying to see levels rise. Now, whether it's jail or death, too many times I've seen mothers cry. And these are the mothers that tried to end up seeing their sons getting tried. But some don't see what it takes to survive, such as walking around with a Mac, because the beef you got ain't coming with fries. So the meals I saw weren't happy ones. They were usually larger in size. I mean, everyone's chasing the paper, but you got to look in the mirror and think, is this reflecting the times? Now, I said paper, the mirror, the times. There's always a deeper message, but a lot of us don't see the signs. We don't see that stuff till it's on top. A lot of us don't get the picture until it ends up as a mugshot. Because I know so many guys that have been hurt, and because of their record, they can't get a 9 to 5. So they got to learn how to shift work. It's funny how everybody wants to be 6 foot, but then cry when they got to dig dirt. Plus, jail ain't something we're taught to fear. Trust me. Plus, jail ain't something we're taught to fear. I've seen guys take more bids than an auctioneer. And it's ironic how when you end up on a prison wing, it's your mum that's brought to tears. And the ones that don't visit are the ones you called your peers. And for them, you were carrying toast. But the moment you get out, the only thing them man give you is cheers. I mean, look what it's come to. I never had time for a click, because some actions you just can't undo, just deep it. Man, them are facing birds, and all we do is retweet it. The stuff we choose to regurgitate is the reason the system is heaving. It's about time we elevate, because I'm over this underachieving. Plus, people say that they care but never did. I know so many people that died but never lived. I know guys that never go gym but push weight in hopes of getting big. So try no. If you act like a clown, eventually you'll be seen as a sideshow. Most guys in the hood don't make it to 50 because they're out here getting chased by the 5-0. And that comes at a different cost. Realize that rags only turn into riches when you show that you're cut from a different cloth. See, I don't believe in stunting. I mean, look at the vibe that's given off. It's all about foresight, because most of the guys that pull strings only got there because they didn't floss. See, I'm just talking the truth. See, I'm just talking the truth. I could care less how you take it. We live in a time where people are tapped because they're out here chasing the same drip. You see, if that floats your boat, you might not see a reason to save it. But the majority jump on board and don't realize that clout is a slave ship, and that's... You know what? Shout out Fury, everyone that's here from Life and Rhymes, this one's for you. I actually performed this piece as a part of Life and Rhymes. It's called Be Mindful. It's about men's mental health, something that doesn't really get spoken about enough. It's getting spoken about a lot more now, but, you know, you can do a lot better. But it goes something like this. So let's get straight to the point, because there's a few things that I can't hide. You see, growing up, I was known as a joker. But if the Joker has shown you anything, is that every clown has a dark side. You see, when you're mentally down and you're going through all of those hard times, people want to find out if you're okay. You say yes, but you know that you aren't fine. Because depression is crazy. I'm thinking, how did I get here? You see, when it came to drinking, I was like Will Smith. I would leave Fresh Prince on the Bel Air because I thought that I never mattered. Because I thought that, trust me, because I thought that I never mattered. And trust me, you hit the nail on the head if you clock that I love getting hammered. Now, you see, as people, we don't ever look for advice. No, we just look for a vice. And as a result, we end up balling. Because when you're balling, you don't really care for the price. But that's what it's like as a man when you don't have a plan. What do you know about losing the plot? And you're not even fighting for land. You see, my whole life was a sham. I said, what do you know about losing the plot? And you're not even fighting for land. You see, my whole life was a sham, because I was on track but still doing road, as if I was driving the tram. Now you see, as people... Hey, the Croydoners will know. Now you see, as people, we don't help each other enough. And I'm not going to force it, but I am going to talk it. Because it's like if you're not employed, then you don't benefit from human resources. So a lot of us just don't see opportunity. And all that insecurity will have you stuck at the door like you work in security. And these are the things that we have to contend with. The fact that nobody cares until you end up in intensive. A phone call can easily save lives, if not even a message. You don't have to end up like Smeagol to realize why a ring's so precious. But let's talk about social media. I mean, there's no need for pretending how a man want to stand for the gram and birds follow anything that's trending. Realize that it's not just DMs. You got to look at the message you're sending. We got young kids losing their senses because they're out here living under pretenses. You ain't got to tell lies to be living one. You can post up 1 million pictures and still not see the bigger one. See, it's all about likes and followers, and we don't realize we're living wrong. And just by pushing this legacy, we don't realize we're killing one. And trust me, I've had enough of that. But there's no point getting the hump because you ain't no camel, but sometimes you got to double back. Think outside of the box. Because if you're fragile, you're going to need more than bubble wrap. Now, we invest our time when really we should be cutting back. But just like the NFL, a lot of us keep on running back and we don't take into account. Instead of chasing the future, we got everyone chasing the clout. I used to think that the future was bright. I can't even say that's a shout. These days, I'm feeling like Samuel Jackson because I now have reasonable doubt. Because I've seen people get so many compliments, but in real life be lacking in confidence. You gotta be mindful of hate and not walk around with a mind full of hate. You see, social media glorifies money, and that's something hard to escape. I know guys that ain't diabetic, but are the type 2, die for the cake. And just like being a dog on a racetrack, you go around in circles and not realize what you're chasing is fake. Hey, Woodsy, I've got time for one more. All right, cool. I got one more. I'm going to do a classic. I'm going to do a classic. This was one of the first poems I ever wrote. And I'm not going to lie, when I wrote this, I looked in the mirror and said, you're the man. In front of me. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie, I was gassing myself still. Now, let me see. Yeah, here we go. See, I'm not trying to be like nobody else. Understand that I'm just trying to be me. And that's the reason I don't act up. Because I'm from a place where man carry pumps and don't make you pay for the gas like BP. But it's ironic because now I'm sailing, but still drowning in knowledge that only the deep sea. And these days I'm more than happy. I mean, I'm literally over the moon like E.T. Because I've learned that all you got to do is believe in yourself and watch your plans work out like a PT. Because trust me, I've been through a madness. And I've learned that you can't ever fold. Just play with the cards you were handed. Because when you've got that automatic drive, you will find success to be standard. But with success comes haters, so watch all the people you hang with. Because just like Wi-Fi, you get strength from the people you band with. And that shit gets deeper. So anyone blocking your goals should never be seen as a keeper. See, growing up, I had to be bold. So anytime I fell off, I came back wigging like alopecia. And it's good that I learned how to listen. I said I came back wigging like alopecia. And it's good that I learned how to listen, because being deaf in the hood only gets you a meet with a reaper. But it's all part of the process. Yeah, because it's all part of the process. I said, I'm out here chasing Jay-Z money, and some might see that as hopeless, but I'm going to stay focused on bread until I'm in the same spot that Hove is. And for me, the picture's always been clear, and that's because I never lost focus. And there's no point taking a back seat because life don't come with a chauffeur. Yeah, that's it, man. That's how I wrote it, man.
You getting flowers out here for real. We can start a new tradition. Keep the energy up, man. Make some big, serious noise for the one and only Big Scoop. Let's do it again. Yeah. Big Scoop. Voices in power. Headline set. Energy. Come on, my guy. Legendary set. I told them, bruv, they're going to have to watch the reload on Voices in Power to understand what you did tonight, man. It's crazy. Man, fried your heads, bust up a microphone. We couldn't take no more, bruv.
Guys, thank you very, 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 very much. I want to give a massive shout out to everyone that's come out, because obviously you've made it what it is. Everyone that's involved with Voices in Power. Follow me on Instagram. It's easy to find me, Big Scoop. TikTok, OnlyFans. No, I'm playing. But yeah, man, it's been amazing, man. Thank you very much.
Serious things. Family, we have a little bit more time, and I do say family, I mean it seriously. Get to know everyone in this space. You're coming with good energy and grace. The show will be back on the 21st of September, back here in the same space. Tell a friend to tell a friend, but do not wait till then.